Wednesday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room, episode 210. I am your host, Mistress Carrie. Welcome to my war room. And with me, as always, is Garth. Ooh, first typo of the show. Fuck. Happy late Thanksgiving. Cheers, everybody. Wednesday, you want to come over here and say hi to everybody? You want to come over and say hi to everyone? Make sure everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. You want to say hi? Say hello. You fix your camera a little bit. Make sure everybody can see your beautiful face. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Mark? Keith is here. Alexis, Ash, Stephanie joining us. Shannon here in the war room. What's up, Jay? Donna Hines is here. Shannon. Brett joining us. Jonathan and Elsa are also here. Welcome to Cocktails in the War Room. How is everybody's Thanksgiving? I have already started the decorating. Now that Thanksgiving is over, you are free to listen to all of the Christmas music, decorate for Christmas. It's fine. All the gloves are off. Totally fine for you to celebrate Christmas now. I just get upset when you do it during Halloween season or even pre-Thanksgiving. Absolutely not necessary. But Wednesday, why do you come over on this side when the camera's over here? Huh? Because the cookies are in that pocket. Had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Hope everybody did too. Hello to everybody that may have come home to New England and now is gone back from whence you came and is now joining us in the War Room. So if you're new to Cocktails in the War Room, first of all, welcome to my War Room, which is an actual room in the house where all of my military memorabilia is, and also where the bar is, which is why we started this whole thing back on March 14th of 2020 when we started getting together. Originally, we did it every night at 8:30, and we did that for 80 nights in a row. And then right around June, I believe it was June 10th, when we launched the Mistress Carrie podcast, Cocktails in the War Room became a weekly show where it has remained every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern. And now we're at episode 210, which is kind of insane. And through almost every episode has been the Nugget, the Fuzzy Face, the Midget. She's got so many nicknames. But if you're new, let me introduce you to Wednesday. Wednesday, everyone, we bribe her to come in and hang out with me. And she knows it's Tuesday. She starts hanging out in the war room, usually about 7 o'clock. Get down. Come here. Down, down, down. Do you want the cookie? Down, down, down. Come on. You know what to do. Down. You're not going to get the cookie if you don't get down. No. Carrie, you're going to do a Christmas playlist. Mark, it is already up in the blog, darling. On the ball this year. I've had some new additions to the Christmas playlist, including a new one from The Offspring, and also Bad Wolves just released a cover of Carol of the Bells, which is pretty good. So the 2022 Christmas/holiday playlist, get down, down. Do you want this? Down. Good girl. It's already up in the blog at mistresscarrie.com. The link is all there. I like to make playlists. If you're new to the show, we make them for all the holidays. So obviously there's a Halloween playlist. There's one for Christmas. A lot of times I make one for the best rock songs of the year. So I'm putting that list together for 2022, which would be all of the biggest new rock songs that came out this year. And the Christmas one is the most requested because obviously the onslaught of Mariah Carey has begun. And so you're looking for Christmas and holiday alternatives. The one that I put together is a little bit of everything. It goes from like Spinal Tap to like all the classic rock stuff, and then a lot of the newer stuff in there as well, like the Hailstorm version of Mistress for Christmas and the AC/DC version of Mistress for Christmas and everything in between. Hey, Carrie, love watching every night during the pandemic. Thanks, Deb. Well, I'm glad that you're back. Tuesday nights, I like getting together with you guys. I like finding out how things have been going. Got together with the Backstage Pass holders this past Sunday night after the after the long holiday weekend. Guys, can we give a congratulations to producer Mike, by the way? He just had a new baby, and she is beautiful. So cheers to producer Mike. There's a lot of reasons to celebrate. A lot of babies on the way. Found out in my family that we are having a new addition to the next generation of the family. One of my cousins is having a baby and did a delicious gender reveal. I think I told you guys last week that my cousin always arrives with Rice Krispie treats for Thanksgiving, and it's the only thing my sister and I don't make. So we always just tear them apart like velociraptors. We're insane with the Rice Krispie treats. And she put a layer of blue Rice Krispie treats in the middle. So when you cut into them, it was blue inside to tell us that she was having a baby boy. And so the family is so excited for my cousin Christy. And so the fact that there's all of these like babies around. Producer Mike just had a baby, and then one of the guys that we were in Afghanistan with, is he Major Simpson now? So crazy. Just had a baby girl, and she's beautiful as well. So hair is spot on, says Jen. Thank you, Jen. Mark says, producer Mike, congratulations. It really is like a new beginning, right? So we talked a lot in the family about how this was the first Thanksgiving that mom wasn't an active part in the Thanksgiving, like helping to cook, helping to clean, helping to do the shopping, kind of putzing around and doing whatever she did. And it was weird not having her doing all of that. And so to get the news this year that there's a baby on the way in the family was pretty spectacular. So, yeah, we were really, really excited. Amanda says, yay for babies. Love me some purple hair, says Jessica. Matter of fact, time to go see Linda at the main hair lounge to get a little touch up soon as well. What does your shirt say? Okay, yeah, you guys noticed that I don't usually wear green, but since I already started decorating the war room, I thought that I would start busting out some of my holiday shirts. It says, oh fudge, it's Christmas. And before you ask, I have not seen the new Christmas Story film. I was waiting. I wanted to watch it closer to Christmas, so I have not seen it yet, but I heard it's really good. Has anybody seen it, and do you recommend? It's a shame that Godsmack didn't do a Christmas song, says Jessica. There are a ton of them. Just a ton of Christmas songs in the playlist that's up in the blog at mistresscarrie.com. Definitely had a food baby over Thanksgiving. Mark, how did you do on the 5K Thanksgiving morning? Did you do well? And did it make you feel guilt-free eating whatever it is that you ate? Auntie Mistress Carrie has a nice ring to it, says Brendan. It really is. Like, I've always told all of the kids in my life, my friends' kids, the kids in the family, just to call me Auntie. And I love being Auntie Carrie. It's awesome. Only below being the bonus mom, which, by the way, guys, before the war room next week, I will be the bonus mom to a 16-year-old daughter. What? She's having her birthday in the next week, and it is out of bounds crazy. So lots to look forward to, just a lot of great stuff going on. Love the shirt, says Alexis. I have, and it looks good. Watch it. All right. If you guys are telling me it's good, then I will definitely check it out. Did Wednesday get any scraps? Wednesday got some. And I think anybody with a dog knows what happens when you give dogs turkey, obviously with no bones, but she definitely did get, right? Did you get some love from everyone? Yeah, too much. Took days before things were back to normal. And the gas. Oh, man, the gas. I didn't know she was turning 16. That's crazy, says Rachel. Yeah, it's kind of insane. And the fact that I've been in her life now in one capacity or another for 6 years. To go from meeting a 10-year-old to a 16, it's just like, actually not 10 because I took a while to meet her by design. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to have a 16-year-old in the family. And that makes you start going back and thinking about what you were doing at 16. And if you guys have been listening to the podcast and obviously listened to the show over the years, you guys know that I snuck out before my 16th birthday and went and saw a second night of the Def Leppard Hysteria tour in the round with Queensryche opening on the Operation Mindcrime tour while my parents were out of town and my aunt was babysitting me. And I got caught by my grandfather and got grounded over my 16th birthday. And there was a lot of other shenanigans going on by the time I was 16. And so now it's one of those things where it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's a curse because I remember what I was doing at that age, but it's a blessing because, as you guys know, when you're the one that broke all the rules when you were young, you know how to spot the rule breakers when you get older. And so that's kind of what's happening. So my son is turning 16 years old next year, says Elsa. What's up, Walter? Thanks for joining us in the war room. Thankfully, she's not like you, says Christine. No, she is definitely not like me. My son is going to be 16 in 2 weeks. At 16, I was listening to WAF with you and the boys, says Brendan. That's what I'm talking about. Right, Wednesday? You know. You know. I mean, technically, Wednesday is in her 30s now, right? If it's 7 years every year and she's 4.5, she get a job Wednesday. My son will be 16 in 2 weeks, says Tracy. My daughter is 17 and driving. It's crazy, says Penny. Ken says, FYI, just finished Wednesday, the series on Netflix. Well done. Maybe you'll get to watch the future episodes with the baby. So, Ken, I watched it actually, bits and pieces, binging it over the holiday weekend and over the last couple of days. And I thought it was very well done. Couple things. Number one, Apocalyptica's version of Metallica's Nothing Else Matters appears in the series, which is great. Christina Ricci, famous for playing Wednesday herself, has a recurring role in the series, which is awesome. I was surprised that Gomez and Morticia had the smaller roles that they had. The series on Netflix, brought to you by the mind of Tim Burton, as they say, is centered around Wednesday as a teenager and how she ends up at a boarding school called the Nevermore Academy. There's a lot of Edgar Allan Poe references in the Wednesday series because she's such a troublemaker in like public school. And so they send her to the private school where her parents met. And there's a lot of great cameo appearances in it. I loved the imagery. The girl who plays Wednesday, she has a dance scene in one of the episodes at a school dance. And the girl who plays Wednesday, I think it's Christina Ortega. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. She said that she watched a lot of videos from 80s goth kids and watched a lot of Susie and the Banshees videos to get the inspiration. She said she choreographed the dance scene herself, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you have not seen it yet, it's pretty good. Wait, she was a replacement for Thora Birch, Shannon? Are you talking about Christina Ricci? What's hilarious is you can tell how old someone is because if you go on Twitter, people that are younger are like, oh my God, can you believe the redheaded lady from Wednesday actually was made famous by playing Wednesday? And it's like, oh my God, they don't know Christina Ricci from being Wednesday, which is kind of like, what? Jenna Ortega. Okay, sorry about that. She, I thought, did a really, really good job. One of the other things that I thought was really interesting. Jenna Ortega did an interview and she talked about how she doesn't blink a lot in the series and that it was actually Tim Burton who requested that she kind of look up at the camera like this and have that blank stare. They call it the Kubrick stare, and that was his request that she blink as little as possible. And I thought she did a really good job. It's noticeable. Like she's unnerving when she stares at you. And I can't imagine how many times they had to redo a take because she cracked out, because she is stone face pretty much the whole time, which is really, really good. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's good for younger kids. I thought some of the lessons from the Nevermore Academy and the creatures that are at this boarding school, there's kind of a lot of tolerance lessons in there. But I thought they did really good. I thought that the set design was really good. I thought the costumes were really good. I'm already rewatching it, says Donna. Christina was great on Sleepy Hollow, by the way, back then. Tim Burton is amazing, says Jessica. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was really good. Brett says, "Did you hear about that '90s show?" So if you look at my Twitter feed today, they released the full length trailer for that '90s show, which picks up where that '70s show leaves off, and most of the original cast is coming back. And go back and watch the trailer. James Iha from the Smashing Pumpkins actually recut the intro music to that '70s show, and that is the intro music to that '90s show. So if you're following me on Twitter at Mistress Carrie, I put the link up there to the story and you can watch the trailer. It does look really good. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so I have a lot of stuff I want to talk to you guys about. First of all, I want to remind you guys about the big gig. They had a big Cyber Monday slash Black Friday sale that was pretty good. I posted about it on social media that it was 4 tickets for the price of 3. The DCU Center, April 29th, Breaking Benjamin, Falling in Reverse, The Pretty Reckless, Beartooth, and Dorothy are all playing at the DCU. Mike Shue and I, once again, are going to be there to host it. It's up on the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com, and the tickets are on sale right now. I thought I'd do something a little different this week for the cocktail recipe. Rather than pull a cocktail recipe out of one of the many cocktail books that I have here in the War Room, I opted to actually give you guys the recipe because it was a little bit more complex. But as I told you guys, my sister and I have been on an orange cranberry kick, orange cranberry coffee cake. Then we found a place that had orange cranberry muffins. One of the recipes that I got sent last week here in the War Room was the orange cranberry relish, which I made, which was delicious. Fresh cranberries, orange, a little bit of sugar in a food processor. So simple and so good. We are the traditional out of the can cranberry sauce family. Obviously, we still had that, but we thought about doing a fresh cranberry orange relish as well. And this, my sister sent me. So this week's cocktail of the week, a sparkling cranberry orange margarita. Now you can substitute the tequila in this recipe for the, substitute the tequila with the vodka if you're not a tequila person. We've talked about it many times here in the War Room that tequila horns, they sprout right out of my forehead. But there's a simple syrup that's required for this. This is a more labor-intensive resume. It's got a rosemary sprig. It's got fresh cranberries and an orange slice in there. But rather than try to read this recipe for you in case you're on an orange cranberry kick, I thought this would be a great holiday drink recipe if you're entertaining around the holidays. So I opted to put it up on the screen instead so that you guys can screenshot it and go back and reference the recipe later. But my sister found it. She was like, this is right up our alley. So Is anyone writing down the recipes, says Keith? Let's see. You can go back and take screenshots, maybe. Sounds like trouble in a glass. Yeah, exactly. But this is a little more labor intensive, maybe not something you would make all the time. By the way, side note, this recipe makes 8 servings. And so then you can adjust the recipe smaller or larger depending on how many people are entertaining. But this recipe, the way that it's written out, makes 8 cocktails in glasses like that. So too many words on the screen. Just take a screenshot. That's why I'm leaving it up here for you guys. So you can blow it up. You can go through. I can always copy and paste it later. I'm trying to remember where my sister got the link from, but she sent me this recipe and I just copied it and put it up on the screen. I should have put the web address up there so it would have made it a little bit easier for you guys to find. But I will go back in the comments of this episode when we're done tonight and post the link. The cool thing about the link is that you can click on how many servings and it does all the math for you for the recipe, which I thought was really good. So this is 8 servings in a big giant pitcher. So sounds like deliciousness in a glass. Can't post a picture here. Oh well. Took a photo of it. Same here. Step 4, take off pants, says Keith. I will post the link later on so that you guys can have the actual link to the drink recipe because I just thought this would be a better way to do it. Obviously, if you guys have suggestions or if you ever find drinks that you think we should share here in the War Room, especially around the holidays, send me the links. Don't comment them on here because they'll get buried in the comments for the show. But click the message the studio button at mistresscarrie.com. You can always send me stuff there. Send me links there if you want. But always looking for some kind of holiday festive cocktail, especially if you're going to use the new bartender tool that you can get in the online shop at mistresscarrie.com. This kind of gives you an opportunity to squeeze some of the juice and, use some of the tools that are in there, which I thought was really good. All right, we got to recap last week's podcast episode 129 of the Mistress Carrie podcast featured Sam Carter from Architects. And if you are not aware of who Architects are or who they were one of the bands that I met around my birthday in Vegas. They just had a new album come out. And I'm always telling you guys when I bring bands on the podcast that you may or may not be familiar with, I'm always like, guys, keep an eye on these bands because they're going to start showing up in places and you're going to be able to say, I heard about them first, either here in the War Room or on the Mistress Carrie podcast. We're going to talk about Metallica, all things related to Metallica. Metallica is touring over the next couple of years, all through Europe and all through North America. Architects are one of the opening bands for Metallica in Europe. And so when a band gets to the level that they're being asked to open up for Metallica, Greta Van Fleet, another huge example. There's just so many bands that have gotten their start, even Volbeat, Ghost as well, that have gotten their start opening up for Metallica. Metallica is always really, really good about launching bands. And I told you guys last week when I announced who was on the podcast, keep your eyes on this band. I told you when I came back from Vegas, keep your eyes on this band. And now they got announced as one of the opening acts for Metallica, which is huge. How many shots are in a cup? Well, a shot's an ounce. So how many ounces in a cup? Somebody do the math. I can't. Hey, are you attacking Camo Santa? Don't attack Camo Santa. Okay? Can you not do that? Please? Thank you. Not sure. Hold on. Not sure if you saw my comment, Carrie, But what did you think of the early Christmas present from Metallica? Brendan, we're going to have a whole Metallica discussion in a minute, so hold that thought. Isn't a shot an ounce? Shannon says, yes, it is. MC, best intentions now being set on fire by Facebook watchers. Let's see. New mistresscarrie.com section, drink recipes. Donna, I'm telling you, I am going to investigate putting a calendar together for the holidays next year. It definitely takes a lot of work. It's something you got to have like put together and ready to go into production by the end of the summer to have it ready. But I am going to look into it. So let's see. That's how I found out about Godsmack. Thanks to you guys at WAF. Let's see. 4 ounces in a cup. Is that what you're saying? Shots are as big as the bottle is, says Keith. Would you have James on your podcast? Jason, of course I would have James on the podcast. Are you kidding me? It's can I get James on the podcast? Right now, I mean, Lars was on Howard announcing all of this stuff. Getting the guys from Metallica to do interviews, trust me, I've already asked. I put the word in. If I can make it happen, you guys know that I will. I would love it. I mean, obviously, the last time they played Gillette in May of 2017, I got to interview him backstage at Gillette Stadium. Matter of fact, some of that interview is actually in the intro video for Aerosmith's Deuces Are Wild residency in Vegas. That whole like 30-minute career recap film that Aerosmith made to celebrate their 50th anniversary. That was from my interview with James Hetfield backstage. So I've talked to him many times. I talked to him backstage at the Garden. I think in the last time Metallica played in the round, they played at the Garden and Godsmack opened. Guys, what year was that? 2013? Something like that? 2012, 2013? So I've talked to James multiple times before. So I would love to have him on the podcast. That would be great. Wednesday is too stinking cute, says Jessica. Happy holidays, Carrie. I'd rather see Dave. Matt, I'm not sure who you're talking about. By the way, I wanted to tip you guys off that the holiday-themed mug, I told you guys last week here in the War Room, one of the traditions that we have around the holidays is I always make, Wednesday? Stop clawing on me. I always make spiked hot apple cider, and we drink it out of a bunch of holiday mugs on Thanksgiving and then again on Christmas that I have there specifically for the holidays. So you can if you're new to the War Room, you can always tell what I'm drinking based on the glass or the mug. So this means I'm drinking hot apple cider. Mark says 5 ounces to a cup. So there you go. A cup of booze is 5 shots. 8 ounces in a cup, so 8 shots, Scott says. I can't. You guys got to do the math. Christina says 8 ounces in a cup as well. Annie Ange says 8 ounces in a cup. Annie Ange knows all. So there you go. So a cup of booze is 8 shots. Can you get the guys on your podcast? Jessica wants to know. I would love to. 16 to 20 shots. Oh, my God. Matthew says, I want a Godsmack CD from you guys. Let's see. Shot is 1.5 ounces, says Deb. I think it depends on where you work as a bartender. The bartender tool that I have, the jigger, I believe, is 1/2 shot and a shot, but I haven't measured it out. So I don't know if it's 1/2 ounce or 1 ounce or 3/4 ounce. I don't know. But sorry I'm late. It's my granddaughter Greta's first birthday, says Michelle. Oh, Michelle. 2009 Death Magnetic. I won backstage passes with you, says Brett. Well, there you go. So it was 2009 when Metallica was at the Garden. I can't believe it was that long ago. Holy shit. New Metallica already on my work playlist. We're going to talk about Metallica. Trust me, I got a whole Metallica thing ready. But I wanted to recap last week's podcast episode. What killed me is that I always ask the artist before I go, what are the plans for next year? Obviously, this Metallica stuff was such a huge secret. Sam is really good at keeping secrets because I guarantee you by the time I did the interview with him, he knew he was going to be opening up for Metallica over the next 2 summers in Europe, and he said nothing. I did love that he is such a Beatles fan. That part of the interview I absolutely loved. Absolutely also loved Wednesday. Come here. Also love the part of the interview where he was talking about running, which is something that he and I have in common, although I have not run a lot since I ran the marathon. It kind of took all of the joy. There's really no joy in running, but whatever joy of running I had after I ran the marathon was kind of gone. This year, nursing the shoulder injury. What? Wednesday. What are you doing? She's just sitting. You're you're making it hard for me to get. Pardon me. So I loved his part about running, and I also loved the part of the podcast interview where he talked about rescuing his dogs in Romania. I thought that was great. Let's see. Oh my God, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Hold on. Carol says 8 ounces in a cup. Keith says, Auntie freaking Ange. A jigger is 1.5 fluid ounces, says Michael Voorhees. Thank you very much. Hey, she's starting to knock the pillows off the couch now. Here we go. Bruins are up 2-1. Also, by the way, just as a side note, Team USA beat Iran today in the World Cup. They play again on Saturday morning at 9 a.m., and I believe they're playing Norway, who are really good. So we'll see. I'm not a huge soccer fan, but obviously you want to support Team USA. So Donna says, bye, pillows. Merry Christmas, Carrie, says Matt. She is waiting for mail call with her paws crossed, says Jen. No, she's sitting next to the pocket that has the cookies in them. Wednesday, you going to come over here? No, not that side. Over here. Come over here. Can you sit down? Sit. Good girl. No, just, oh, you knocked Santa over. Down. Good girl. Good girl. Okay, why don't you just sit down there? Sit with all of your toys. There you go. I brought her cider too because I was having cider, so I brought Wednesday's cider in with me too, so she can have some too. She is taking over, says Lou. She always does, Lou. Oh, they're playing the Netherlands, Lou says. USA playing the Netherlands at 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Did you share your M&Ms with Mr. C? Donna wants to know. Yes, I did. He prefers the peanut butter, or not peanut butter, the peanut M&Ms. Those are his favorite. They're the kids' favorite. I like the OG M&Ms. I also love the mint M&Ms, which kind of are like Andy's candy, and I love them. Wednesday, knocking away all the pillows. The ducking stingray almost fell on the floor. Let's see. AP had a cool story about how well the U.S. and Iranian fans got along. There were lots of U.S. And Iranian fans taking pics with each other. It was awesome to read. A 14-year-old kid from Shiraz talked to a reporter about how friendly the Americans were. Well, if you saw the press conference with Team USA from one of the Iranian journalists, it kind of amped everything up a little bit. Caramel M&Ms are great too, Shannon. Matter of fact, the peanut butter ones are really good. Like, I kind of like all M&Ms. Seriously, not gonna lie. Why am I just finding out about mint M&Ms? What? Mark, you don't know about the mint M&Ms? They come in a mint green bag. Oh, Mark, they're so good. You have been warned. They're good. Use that information for what you need it for. Portion control. They are so good. All right, so Wednesday is just going to sit there now. So Recapping last week's podcast episode 129, Sam Carter from Architects. It's up there, available now if you haven't checked it out yet, but super excited. I got to meet him in Vegas. He was really, really nice. Love talking to him on the podcast. And now to find out that they're going to be opening up for Metallica is pretty awesome. All right, coming up tonight at midnight, episode 130 of the Mistress Carrie podcast. For the first time, a guest has come on 3 times. First, we met Aaron Jones on episode 20. He came back on episode 89, I believe. And now he's back on episode 130. I actually interviewed Aaron while he was on tour in Europe. And I wanted to talk to him before the end of the year because he's released a couple new songs. He's been touring like crazy. And I really wanted to talk to him and catch up with him before the end of the year. Talk to him about the holidays, talk to him about the amazing year that he's had, and really be able to just kind of document his career now. For a lot of people, they heard of Aaron Jones for the first time here in the War Room and on the podcast as a new artist when he was on episode 20. And he's one of those artists that I absolutely love. He is so nice. Always says yes when I ask him to be on the show. And I wanted to make sure that I saved an episode at the end of the year to catch back up with him and to talk to him about everything that he's got going on. So really excited that he's coming back on the show. So wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Can you guys hear me all right now? One of the cords fell out of the board. I'm having some technical difficulties. Hold on. I may leave you to Wednesday's devices. Hold on a second. Wednesday? Can you hold down the fort for me for a second? Come over here. Hold on. Guys, I have to touch a cord in the back. Hold on. Hold on. Wednesday, you're supposed to be holding down the fort. You're not supposed to be following me. I'm trying to fix something. Hold on, I'm coming. No, Wednesday, I had to fix a cord. Oh, now Zero's barking too. Yes, Zero is here as well. Really? All right, is everything better? Glitch in the Matrix, Jonathan says. Walter, get the cord. Carrie, you sound great now. Yeah, one of the microphone cord things disconnected for some reason. I don't know what the hell was going on, but Carrie has to touch a cord. Is that what we're calling it? Damn, she leaves us, says Michelle. Wednesday took off. Don't get electrocuted. Wednesday jumped ship. Cut the cord. We can hear you fine. Everybody's saying hi to Zero. And there goes Wednesday. Walter fixed the cord. Yeah. So anyway, at midnight tonight, we're going to catch up once again with Aaron Jones and talk to him about his amazing year, his tour, the family time off, some of his family traditions, some of the highlights of his year, some of his plans for next year, really just kind of picking up where we left off. So if you're an Aaron Jones fan, you definitely got to check out episode 130. It goes live at midnight tonight. And like I said, it's kind of crazy that we're 130 episodes in and that we're having artists that have come on the show more than once now. Hey, Wednesday, come here. Come over here. Fresh. Come on, get back in here. You left me. I wanted you to co-host the show. I had to go check a cord. And I was going to leave you to the show. You could have done whatever you wanted. You could have looked really cute in the camera. You could have knocked the pillows off the couch. Like, it was your part of the show. And you bailed Wednesday. You're like the worst co-host ever sometimes. You show up 5 minutes before the show starts. You don't help me plug anything in. Yeah, now you're going to be all cute. Now you're all cute. Exactly. Carrie, have you seen the blueberry Kit Kats? Didn't somebody get me one of the blueberry Kit Kats? I could have sworn somebody got me one of the blueberry Kit Kats in here. Let's see. That is Wednesday. You're fired. Let's see. Give her a treat. No, she doesn't get treats unless she behaves, obviously. All right, episode 130 goes live at midnight tonight. Aaron Jones. If you haven't checked out the new songs, he released a new song recently called Other Side. And his newest single, Filthy, is also out as well. And they're really, really good. So if you haven't heard him yet, the corresponding playlist for this episode has got all the new music, a lot of the old music, and a lot of the other artists that we mention in the episode as well. So if you subscribe to the Mistress Carrie podcast, you're going to get the full-length episodes. You are also going to get the Situation Report, which you get every weekday. It's rock news, music headlines, entertainment updates. We talk about everything from streaming TV shows and movies to industry stuff, social media trends. We talk about new albums, concert announcements, whatever it is that's going on that I think is going to be of interest to us. I put it in the sit rep, but it's only 5 minutes long. Every once in a while, it's a little longer, but we try to keep it right around 5 minutes long to make it something you can listen to every day while you're brushing your teeth or making coffee in the morning. And it goes live at 3 a.m. So it doesn't really matter what time you get up for work. You can check out the sit rep. Now, talking about the podcast, you can listen to the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. So all the big ones, Apple, Google, Spotify, Odyssey, iHeart, Stitcher, Deezer, but pretty much any podcast app, you can listen to the Mistress Carrie podcast. Just search Mistress Carrie. When you find that artwork, you know you're in the right spot. There's 130 full-length episodes, and then there are a ton of bonus episodes, either after action reports, interviews we've done here in the War Room, bonus episodes with guests that have come on kind of unexpectedly or at the last minute. And then there's the full-length episodes. I will tell you guys that there is going to be a bonus episode coming before the War Room next week. That's all I can tell you. But there is a bonus episode coming. I can't tell you when it's coming, but between now and next Tuesday, not only are you going to get the weekly episode, so episode 130 with Aaron Jones, but before episode 131, you're also going to get a bonus episode as well. You knew this tick was going to be cheap. Oh, okay, hold on. Michael Cole, you're skipping ahead talking about Metallica. So this is all the places you can listen to the Mistress Carrie podcast. I don't want to rush through this because once again, we have another huge announcement. We are welcoming 3 more countries listening to the Mistress Carrie podcast. That makes 138. Welcoming Ballywick of Guernsey? Guernsey? Am I saying that right? I know it's the title of a movie. Guernsey, Isle of Man, and Palestine. It's insane that we're at 138 countries. I had to update the map. We're starting to, hey, will you get away from that pocket? That cookie's not for you. Or it is for you, just not right now. But this map is almost full, which is insane to me. But we are now at 138 countries, which is unbelievable. So I want to thank you guys. I'm fairly certain that Isle of Man and Ballywick of Guernsey showed up because of Architects, because of Sam Carter, because they're a British band, obviously. So there we are. 138 countries and going strong. All right. Now we can talk about Metallica. So hold on. Let me... Michael Cole says, you knew this ticket was not going to be cheap, but oh my God, the Nothing Else Matters Snake Pit experience is between $3,200 and $4,400. Includes the ticket to both shows, A backstage meet and greet experience with 2 members of the band, which includes a photo taken by the tour photographer, group conversation with members of the band, a production tour led by a Metallica production member, an onstage group photo. So let me give you all of the details on Metallica. So first of all, yesterday, Metallica announced a new song, a new album, and a massive 2-year tour. Huge. Shush, we're talking about Metallica. So first of all, do you guys hear her? The album is called 72 Seasons. This is the album cover right here. 72 seasons are the 4 seasons per year times 18 years from the time you're born till the time you become an adult at 18 years old. The formative years. That's what James Hetfield is talking about. That's why the album is called 72 Seasons. They're the 72 seasons you go through as an adolescent before you become an adult. So that's the album cover. Lux Eterna is the first single that also came out yesterday, and it is a barn burner. The album is 77 minutes long and has 12 songs on it. This is one of them. The new single is out. The video is out. By the way, all of this information is in its own blog post at mistresscarrie.com because there's just too much to go through. Metallica also announced the M72 No Repeat Weekend World Tour. And the tour is going to kick off in 2023. They are going to tour Europe and North America, and I believe North America. And they're going to play on weekends. They're going to do 2 shows in every city, and they are guaranteeing that whatever songs they play the first night, they will not play the second night. So you're going to see 2 completely different Metallica shows. And it also means the opening acts are different. Now, the opening acts are going to be different in Europe than they are in the United States. The shows they announced locally for Massachusetts are August 2nd and 4th at Foxborough Stadium, 2024. Here are the opening acts. Pantera and Mammoth WVH on Friday night, August 2nd. Five Finger Death Punch and local guys Ice Nine Kills are going to be on Sunday night, August 4th. So 2 completely different sets of opening acts. This tour is also in the round, and they have reconfigured that Snake Pit experience, and you're part of the production, which is why those tickets are between $3,200 and $4,400 a piece, because you're going to both shows. The tickets for this tour go on sale on Friday. But the tickets that go on sale this Friday are 2-day tickets, which means they're twice as much money because you're getting 2 shows in the same seat. And the single day tickets don't go on sale till January 20th. So there's a lot going on. There are a ton of tour dates that they've announced over the next 2 years. A lot of people thought it was crazy that they've already announced tour dates for 2024. But I think Metallica, I think the production, I think if they just released next year's tour dates, there would have been a ton of pissed off people thinking, you're not coming to my city. And so I think they wanted to announce all of it so that they could show you, look, we're coming. It just might not be for a while. They had already announced Download Fest because they're headlining 2 of the nights of Download, and they're doing the same thing, the No Repeat Weekend thing. Slipknot and is it Bring Me the Horizon are headlining the other 2 nights of Download Fest, which is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year as a festival. So let's see. Michael says the first 2 are islands off the coast of England, which I figured as much. World domination, says Shannon. There's only 195 or 196 countries in the world. You're doing great, says Michelle. Send me to Greenland and I will spread the word, says Brett. Ballywick of Guernsey, the islands in the English Channel off of Normandy. Thank you for the clarification. Christine says 138. Congratulations. I just want to see Pantera, says Penny. Yeah, the Pantera thing. You know what cracked me up? When this Metallica announcement happened, so many people were like, what? They can't call that Pantera. And it's like, they've been talking about this Pantera tour for months. So many people just found out about this Pantera tour because they're opening up for Metallica, which I thought was crazy. Wicked album cover, says Jessica. The whole, like the artwork, everything has got this bright yellow theme to it. I heard the new song. It's amazing, says Jessica. I couldn't believe how good it was. I have always, other than Saint Anger, really have been able to appreciate new Metallica music. I really tried to love Saint Anger. Matter of fact, I interviewed James Hetfield on the phone when Saint Anger came out, and he had asked me, what do you think? And I was like, well, I was a little uncertain, but I'm warming up to it now. And like, it's my least favorite Metallica album. When this came out, Lux Eterna, which means eternal light in Latin, in case I didn't tell you that, I was like, holy shit. This is the album Metallica wrote on Zoom during COVID. The album we knew they were working on. We just didn't know when we were going to get it. Let's see. Jessica says, love me some Five Finger Death Punch. Foxborough residents had an advance pre-sale. I did not know that. Let's see. Tickets go on sale Wednesday for City Card holders and the Met Club fan club. The Lux Eterna private platform experience is $7,200. Price includes ticket to both shows in the same city, exclusive viewing platform for a private group up to 8 people with an unbeatable view for both shows in the same city. Complimentary platform beverage cooler stocked with beer and soft drinks. If you think about that, that's not that bad. It's $7,200. You get 8 tickets to both shows. So that's 16 tickets to see Metallica overall. You're getting a private viewing platform, and you're getting beverages. It's expensive as hell, but it's like $500 a ticket. They got to throw in the parking though, because you know the parking's going to be expensive. Road trip to New Jersey, August of 2023 to catch the first leg of the tour. So the Foxborough shows are the first North American dates in 2024, which I thought was really interesting, which it's possible that the band might be in town early to do tech rehearsals. Maybe. And then where's the band going to be on Saturday night, August 3rd? Because they're not going to be playing that night. So are they going to be in Boston? What are they going to be doing? I don't know. Let's see. Is anyone looking forward to seeing Pantera? I am curious. I'm leaving judgment until I check it out. And the thing that convinced me the most is that Zakk Wylde is playing guitar because he was Dime's best friend. Other than Vinnie Paul, his brother, Dimebag Darrell was the closest with Zakk Wylde. And there is no way that he would have ever done anything to disrespect Dime's legacy, which I believe is why he took the gig, is that he wants to be able to go out and in a major way pay tribute not only to Dime, but to Vinny as well, and the legacy that Pantera has left behind. And Charlie Benante from Anthrax is playing drums. He was really good friends with Vinnie Paul. So I don't view it as Pantera like they've replaced Vinny and Dime, because that's not what's happened. This is a tribute. This is a celebration of the music. I don't think that they're billing it anything more than that. Wednesday just went and got her favorite toy and came back, and now she's sitting there with her little black puffball over there. And that's how she's sitting right now. So there you go. All right. So let's see. I loved Death Magnetic, says Brett. I did too. And I got to tell you, if 72 seasons, if we can tell anything about this Metallica record based off of Lux Eterna, we might get some old school Metallica form. And I'm wondering if they got any inspiration to kind of go back and go heavier because of Stranger Things and Master of Puppets, because of how big that got. I don't know. It is the best song with Robert Trujillo, says Lou. I might have to agree. It's really good. Sherry says, I want to see Ice Nine Kills. The city of Foxborough makes $2 off of every ticket sold. Oh, that was one of the other things I wanted to mention about this Metallica tour. A portion of the proceeds from every ticket they sell go to the All Within My Hands Foundation. And they are also selling special discounted tickets to kids under 16 years old. Now, obviously, you got to figure out when the kid's 16, right? Because if you buy the ticket for the show that's 2 years away, the kid could be 16 when you bought it and then turns 18 by the time the show comes around. But they are selling discounted tickets for kids, which I thought was really cool. And it's a very smart business move, very savvy on Metallica's part, because for a lot of parents, this could be their opportunity to take their kids to their first concert. And for a lot of parents, it's getting more and more expensive to take kids to concerts, as it is to take kids anywhere, because tickets are so expensive. So if they're going to sell discounted tickets for kids, I think that's kind of amazing. I'll go rob the bank, says Mark. Who's with me? Can we just park at the Foxborough terminal and listen from there? Just saying, Will, it's going to be pretty damn loud. Although there is a noise ordinance and obviously a hard curfew of 11 o'clock in Foxborough, but 7,200 divided by 16 is $450. Not outrageous for all of that, says Michelle. That's what I'm saying. Like, $450 is a lot of money for a ticket to a show, 100%. But to get a private viewing platform, which is probably going to be close, like feel the heat from the flames close, and to get a cooler with booze, because, by the way, the tour is sponsored by their Blackened Whiskey and also by Death Wish Water. So, just saying. Hit them up for the podcast, says Shannon. Trust me. If we're talking about Metallica, I already have. Let's see. Wasn't their heaviest album And Justice for All? I mean, it all depends. I think heavy is subjective when it comes to talking about Metallica. I'll tell you what, though. Somebody says, Jessica said, Lars is an amazing drummer. Judging by the drums on this song, Lars better be in tip-top form, because if it's not already exhausting to play a 2.5 hour Metallica set, obviously the slower songs, Nothing Else Matters, The Unforgiven, that stuff, give Lars a break. And band structure their set list around, especially giving the drummer a rest. This song is 3.5 minutes of Lars get to fucking work. It's really, really good. Let's see. I might... Booze and Metallica, definitely a no pants party. Saint Anger album was awesome. Sonically speaking, was not their best album. The drums sounded like Lars recorded them in a tuna can. For me, that's just me. But the thing is, this is their 12th album. And if there's one thing that Metallica has shown, it's that they're willing to take chances. And if there's another thing that they've shown, is that they have longevity. They come out with an album when they want. This album will be 7 years since the last one. They do it when they want. They tour when they want. They make decisions about what they do as a band, and they're still around. So they're obviously doing something right. Heard the single snippets, took me back to Metallica. If you go on my blog at mistresscarrie.com, the video is up there for Lux Eterna. You got to check out the video. It's really, really good. So questions on Metallica. The 2-day show tickets go on sale to the general public this Friday at 10 a.m. There's obviously some pre-sales for City Card holders, for Met Club members, residents of Foxborough. Like, there's tons of pre-sale tickets, obviously. But Gillette holds about 65,000 people. Now, I don't know how many people they're going to be able to put on the field, because, like I said, the tour is in the round. So the stage configuration is going to be very interesting. I'm really curious how they're going to do the pyro and how they're going to do all of the giant LED screens they're known for. And to be able to do it in the round in a football stadium. I'm kind of excited about it. One of the first music videos I ever saw was Metallica. It's one of the first music videos a lot of people saw for the first time. I went 3 times this summer, says Lou. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I was very shocked that they chose such a bright color for their album cover and like all of the artwork and everything. It's very bright for Metallica, but they're Metallica, man. They do what they want. So that covers all of the Metallica news, unless you guys have questions. I also want to remind you guys about a couple of shows that are coming up at Roadrunner. So Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH, who is on the Metallica tour, but if you want to see him in a smaller venue, this is your opportunity. Wolfgang Van Halen is in the studio right now working on the sophomore album for Mammoth WVH. And Alter Bridge, Mammoth WVH, and Red are going to be at Roadrunner on February 8th. Those tickets are on sale right now. Also at Roadrunner, Theory of a Dead Man with Skillet and Saint Asonia at Roadrunner on February 25th. Those tickets are also on sale now. All of the shows, including the Metallica shows, are already up in the events calendar at mistresscarrie.com. Let's see. The new Godsmack album, Lighting Up the Sky, coming out February 24th. Remember when Godsmack said this is probably going to be our last album of a complete body of work? Then Clown from Slipknot came out and said that their album this year might be their last full body of work because it's the last album with their record label. And now just this week, Dan Donegan from Disturbed said that Divisive could possibly be the last Disturbed album as well. And that the bands are starting to go towards releasing singles and releasing EPs. And then I think you could see them like releasing like limited edition vinyl, releasing, 3 or 4 songs with acoustic versions, remixes, all of that kind of stuff as collectibles, limited edition vinyl stuff. But the fact that Godsmack said it, then Slipknot said it, now Disturbed is saying it, there's definitely a shift happening in the music industry when it comes to how bands want to release music. And it's from the bands who for a long time were tied to record deals and I think now are in control of their careers and going, we don't want to be held to this expectation that we can't release music until we have a full album's worth. Bands are like, look, if we feel inspired and we record a song or two and we really love them, we want to release them when we want to release them and not wait or to be forced to go in and record 8 or 10 more songs and then come up with an album cover and come up with an album title. And then to do this whole big promotional thing around the release of a full body of work, they might just want to release a fucking song every now and again. Anthrax, speaking of Charlie Benante, and Black Label Society, speaking of Zakk Wylde, are going to be at the House of Blues on February 5th. Those tickets are on sale now. This is what the guys are doing in between the Metallica tour dates, is that they're going out with Anthrax and Black Label Society. It makes a lot of sense now that these bands have been touring together, not only because they're friends and they attract the same crowd, but Zakk and Charlie need to be on the same schedule to be able to do all the Pantera stuff now, especially that we know about the Metallica tour. So, Foreigner's farewell tour with Loverboy rolling into the Xfinity Center August 5th. By the way, that's 2023. Metallica is forcing us now to have to differentiate between 2023 and 2024 now, which is bullshit. We haven't even gotten to 2023 yet. I'm still sometimes signing things 2021. Aaron Lewis is going to be at Foxwoods coming up on April 22nd. Stained also getting ready to release a new album next year. They're putting the finishing touches on it right now, according to Mike Mushock from Saint Asonia, who's going to be touring with Theory of a Dead Man and Skillet. So these bands are doing everything they can to release all this new music and sync up all these tours, and they are busy. Filter, For the Beaten, the song is out now. They have a new album coming out in 2023 as well. We already know about all the Dropkick shows around St. Patrick's Day, 2 at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway, a third on March 19th at the House of Blues. Those tickets are on sale now. Speaking of St. Patrick's Day, if you don't want to go see the Dropkicks, you can go see Jerry Cantrell at the Cabot Theater in Beverly. Those tickets are on sale now. And Blink-182's reunion tour with Tom DeLonge, May 21st at the Garden. Those are on sale as well. I told you, we're busy. There's lots going on. Now, if you don't want to wait a couple years to see Metallica live, they have a live stream from their All Within My Hands, Helping Hands concert that's happening in LA on December 16th. They're going to stream their performance live on Paramount Plus. The concert is for charity, and not only is their set going to be streamed on Paramount Plus, but the opener, Greta Van Fleet's performance, is going to be streamed as well. So if you want to see Metallica and you don't want to wait till 2024, you can see Metallica on their live stream on Paramount Plus. And also, this got announced today. Soulfly at the Brighton Music Hall on February 20th, 2023. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Good luck to everybody trying to get through to buy Soulfly tickets while everyone else is trying to buy Metallica tickets, because GD mess right there. Okay. Whew. Lots going on. I told you. All right, we got to look at some new releases coming out. Neil Young releasing Harvest, the 50th anniversary edition, coming up on Friday. Wage War has the stripped sessions coming out this Friday. And Yes are releasing Progeny, 7 shows from 72. And these are all coming out this Friday. By the way, did you guys go out for Record Store Day this past Friday? Did you get some good stuff? Yes? No? Didn't he do a song with Nancy Wilson? Wait, who are you talking about doing a song with Nancy Wilson? Disturbed? Jessica? Ann Wilson is on the Disturbed record. Nancy Wilson released a song in honor of Taylor Hawkins called Amigo Amiga. Jessica says, Carrie, can you get flip-flops? There is a Pike code word. Today's was Gillette. Michael. So every day this week, thank you for reminding me. If you listen to my show every afternoon this week on 100 FM The Pike in Worcester, I have a text code word that could win you a pair of 2-day passes to Metallica. So you got to be listening for tomorrow's code word. Tomorrow, you text it into 508-799-PIKE and you could win. And then I believe we're going to have tickets all weekend long as well. So the Pike's definitely dishing out the Metallica tickets for sure. So Record Store Day was this past Friday. There was a ton of stuff. According to statistics for Black Friday, online shopping was up, and brick and mortar local businesses was up 3%, which I'm hoping a lot of that was driven by Record Store Day as well, and that it was a huge day for locally owned record stores, which would be great. It doesn't seem real that Taylor Hawkins is gone. He's been gone for 8 months now. I know. And if you haven't listened to the Edgar Winter episode of the Mistress Carrie podcast, Taylor Hawkins is on the Edgar Winter album, Brother Johnny, that just got nominated for a Grammy, by the way, for Best Contemporary Blues Album. And hearing Edgar Winter talk about what it was like to work in the studio with Taylor Hawkins was kind of a gut shot, because it's one of the last things that Taylor Hawkins recorded was working with Edgar Winter on the tribute album for Johnny Winter. So I know it doesn't seem possible that Taylor's been gone already 8 months. It's kind of insane. Just in case you guys didn't see this. She's just sitting, leaning up against the pillow, nodding off, but not tired enough to lay down yet, but she's getting there. Surrounded by her toys. Are you a sleepy dog face? You're my little sleepy face girl. Oh, look at that little head. Look at that little melon. Look at the guys. Look at her face. Really? Really? Taylor Hawkins had the most beautiful voice and is an amazing drummer. He sings on the Edgar Winter album as well. Jen says, mail call, mama. I know. All right, so we'll get to mail call. sad news for Wednesday. There's no treats in the mail call this week. I did, however, it's not very often you get a Thanksgiving card. Wishing you warm smiles, good food, simple joys, and gratitude. I thought it was really sweet. It says to MC and Mr. MC and Wednesday, love you all from the Thorntons, Keith, Michelle, Rover, and Rose. Aww. Or is it River? Oh, and River Rose. Of course it's River Rose. I didn't know if you were signing it from the dog. I was like, your dog's name is Rover? That's so old school and cute. River Rose, the beautiful baby, of course. Mr. C, I wanted to thank you for your service and the sacrifice you've made, just like what my father-in-law did back in World War II. I'll tell you, this was the first Thanksgiving in 3 years that my husband has been at Thanksgiving dinner because the last 2 he was deployed. So it was really nice to have him home. Ralph wants to know, did you like the purple Skittles? Yes. And the purple M&Ms. No treats for Wednesday. Sinful, says Jonathan. New version or older? Version of what? Sorry, I missed on something. That was very kind, Jen. I know, it was real. I didn't even know they had Thanksgiving cards, but they do, I guess. Obviously, because there's one right here, and it was really sweet. Travis, I will also let you know that your blanket had a lot of snuggling. One of the things that always happens is on Thanksgiving, the family, there's a big sectional in the living room, and we always kind of gather around the sectional and everybody kind of camps out. Some people nap. We watch football, watch the parade, whatever. And there's a whole drawer. There's a TV stand in there where the big screen TV is, and it's got drawers underneath that have everything, the extra remote controls, DVDs, because there's a DVD player in there. There's some adult coloring books in there, just a bunch of crazy stuff. And then there's also one of the drawers is filled with snuggling blankets. And Travis, the Afghan that you made for me, got a lot of snuggling time. And everyone remarked on how skillful you are crocheting the blanket that I got last week. So thank you very much. I'm sending you in Wednesday treats. Oh, thanks, Ralph. This year, you will get to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with Mr. C, plus the kids at Christmas. Donna, I know. Super excited about it. I am going to be traveling, though. Next week, we're going to be here in the War Room. Then between next week and the week after, I'm going to be going on a little bit of a trip and going to see the hubs, going to see the kids. Lots going on. If you have a backstage pass, I'll be taking you with me, obviously. Want to remind you guys about all of the new stuff in the store. I have been working like an elf. Mr. C helped to process a bunch of the orders over the weekend. Anybody that ordered anything through Cyber Monday, all of that stuff got shipped. So it is already on the way. And everything in the store is still in stock. All of the new stuff, obviously, everything from the fitted caps, the trucker hats, the visors. The concert event bags are selling like crazy. I'm so glad you guys thought that was a good idea. It was frustrating to me that, I have to wear a jacket with big pockets if it's hot, if it's the summertime and you don't want to have to do that. How do you get to carry all your stuff in a clear plastic fanny pack or crossbody bag, however you want to wear it? And you can get one in the online store at mistresscarrie.com. The bartender tool and the coasters, they're all new in the store. And also, if you were celebrating Record Store Day, I hope you stopped by Joe's Albums in Worcester. Check out the Mistress Carrie rack, and you can also pick up some Mistress Carrie merch in there as well. If you're celebrating your birthday today, November 29th, you share your birthday with Barry Gaudreau from Boston, Ronnie Montrose, Chuck Mangione. Remember Chuck Mangione? You know Chuck Mangione. And also John Mayall. So if you're born today, happy birthday. You share it with all of them. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating a birthday. Happy unbirthday, Keith. Cheers to you guys. I think my apple cider is cold now, but it doesn't matter. Michael Cole, DCU Center just increased their bag size to 8 by 10. Well, my bag definitely fits in there, so... Boston, another amazing band. Couldn't agree more. My brother told me about Chuck Mangione today. He was awesome. Big in the 70s. My Uncle Ralph, actually, Auntie Angie's husband, loved Chuck Mangione. So, yeah, if you haven't listened to it, little instrumental horn music. He didn't play, it wasn't a trumpet, though. Can you guys double check that for me? Was he a trumpet player or was it a cornet? What did Chuck Mangione play? It wasn't a flugelhorn, was it? Anyway, it's his birthday. He was born on this date. But you guys got to look up Chuck Mangione for me and let me know the specific horn that he played. I'm almost positive it was not just a standard. It was a flugelhorn. Yes, I knew it was a weird horn. The flugelhorn. Yeah, exactly. You didn't think you were going to get a flugelhorn reference in Cocktails in the War Room today, did you? No. Let's see. Jen says, message Carrie, she will fix it. That happened to me last year. Wait, what happened? Jen, who are you? Keith is a quitter, lurking in the background with no pants. American flugelhorn player, exactly. We need to drink to that. Sorry I'm late. Fixing to start working in New Mexico soon, says William. William, whenever you get here, you're on time. You're totally fine. Wait, what happened that I fixed for you last year, Jen? What, did somebody have a problem with an order? If you did, you got to reach out to me and let me know, and I will obviously fix it. I didn't see. That was weird. We need to drink to that, she says. All right, so discount code didn't go through. That is weird. So message me if that didn't go through. Put it on the calendar. Flugelhorn reference, November 29th, 2023. Exactly. All right, and to everybody that has a Mistress Carrie Backstage Pass, and to those who don't, Mistress Carrie Backstage Passes are available on Patreon. This past Sunday night, I got together with the Backstage Pass holders. We talked about the holiday, filled them in on who's going to be on the podcast for the rest of the year, talked about some of the projects that I'm hopefully working on, news on Mom. We talked about the radio stuff. It's just more of everything. So if you don't have a Backstage Pass, once a month we get together for a live stream. We're going to do it again in December. I just don't know the date yet. But as soon as I figure out the date, because the hubs and the kids are going to be here, so I want to make sure that I'm scheduling as little as possible around all of that. And I'll let you guys know when that's going to be. You can submit podcast interview questions. Once I tell you in these live streams who's coming up on the podcast, you can send me messages and tell me what you would ask them. You also get travel blog updates. So when I hit the road next week, I'll be taking you with me. Early access to event tickets, exclusive concert ticket giveaways, the Through Cyber Monday thing. Cyber Monday was yesterday, so that's done. Keith says, sorry, I was shooting darts. The concert ticket giveaways are coming back fast and furious. I've already started getting concert ticket guarantees for shows that are happening this winter. And I'll definitely have a lot of concert tickets to give away, not only for Backstage Pass holders, which they get first dibs, but then obviously when I get access to extra tickets here, Cocktails in the War Room as well. Alexa says trumpet. Shannon says Alexa is wrong. Said in the Marissa Tomei, the defense is wrong. When is the ugly sweater party? Will wants to know. Chuck Mangione had a #1 hit in 1977, Feel So Good. I'm pretty sure that's the song I hummed for you. Let's see. Send to your mom from down there. Oh my God. Yes, says Keith. So if you don't have a Backstage Pass, you can get it on patreon.com/Mistress Carrie or click the Patreon button at mistresscarrie.com and a reminder of all of the places that you can find me on social media, including on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Cameo, YouTube, Patreon as well. And any changes on your mom, Jessica wants to know? No. I am going to see her tomorrow, so I will let you guys know what's going on. I'm bringing her homemade turkey soup, and we're going to sit down and spend some time together tomorrow. So I will definitely let you guys know how she's doing. But I mean, it's one of those things where status quo is good news because she's not going to get better. So as long as she's not getting worse, but give her all our love, says Will. I definitely will, guys. Thank you. I will give her hugs for you guys, Mark. I appreciate that. You guys have been such a source of strength through all of this. My sister and I spent some time Thanksgiving morning when we were cooking together, which is our tradition, that we get up really early in the morning. We have mimosas, we have cinnamon rolls together, and we cook just the two of us. And we've been doing that for years. We always let mom sleep because a lot of times she worked the night before because she was a nurse. And so my sister and I, at least over the last 12 years, have cooked Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it's a super kind of bonding time for my sister and I. And we were talking about, the changing of the tradition this year, and that losing my dad earlier this year, looking at my sister and I as being kind of all the family we have left, meaning our immediate family, obviously cousins, extended family, the family I'm married into, notwithstanding. But, when you're looking at your sister and you're realizing that one parent is gone and the other one, is dealing with a debilitating illness, that it's kind of eye-opening, that whole mortality thing. So Keith says, I am getting freaking pissed. We need to get together. What the fuck? This is taking too long. I agree, Keith. I know. Trust me. I know. But putting together an event has not been easy. Venues are packed because of all of the shows and all of the events that were put on hold for 2 years because of COVID. Just for myself, putting something together while I was dealing with everything with mom and now the holidays, it's the right reason, the right venue, the right opportunity with enough time to plan it out. I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on it. Let's see. All right, so I think that's it, guys. Yeah, the turkey soup does sound good. I had some for dinner tonight. It was delicious. So that's it, guys. I kept you guys late enough, by the way, before I go. She's asleep now. I told you. She's like that little kid that falls asleep under the Christmas tree surrounded by all their toys. And she's snoring so loud. And very difficult for the whole family. Been hard with my dad, says Keith. It's not easy. I understand that, says William. We appreciate you, says Betty. Thank you. Almost 10, time flies. I know. It's crazy. And I still get the sit rep to do, so I got to go. Look at her. All right, guys. Welcome to the holiday season. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me every Tuesday night. Episode 130 of the Mistress Carrie podcast goes live at midnight tonight, featuring Aaron Jones. Don't forget, a bonus episode is coming in the next week, so be on the lookout for that. Just subscribe to the podcast. It makes it easier. Then they just show up automatically. And I will see you guys next Tuesday night at 8:30. Good night, guys. Will says good night. Everyone have a good night. Have a great week, everyone, says Jen. Love Wednesday, says Kathy. Night, family. We will see you guys next week. By the way, has anyone talked to Brianna? I haven't seen her in a while. Is she good? She hasn't chimed in a while. I haven't seen her in a while. Is she doing okay? Reach out to me privately if there's anything to know. I haven't seen her in a while. So I just want to make sure that everything is going okay with her. She was so vocal on the show for so long. And then she's just been quiet. So I know that she, I think, got a new job and was working all the time. So I just want to make sure she's good. So can you guys send some love to her if she's not here and just being quiet? All right, guys. Good night. I'm not trying